Wedding Dress, Part 2, written and performed by Melina M. Febres. The first installment of I Do series, a Tepe Publishing production. Previously, our heroine, Sarah, is keeping secrets from her mother. The top two on her list, her employment status and her boyfriend, doesn't seem to be as important as her being out of home without her bag. But then, her belief in the Almighty is restored. My next door neighbor's daughter is sitting on the threshold of their unit, and the sound of crying is flowing to the corridor, followed by Layla's shouting. I rush to open my door while my mother lowers herself to speak with Selma. I found my bag hanging on the hook right by the door. Mother is still focused on Selma as I push my mother's luggage inside and place my bag on her luggage. I give myself 2 seconds of celebration for the devious thinking before checking on what is happening with the neighbors.
Don't worry, baby. Your brother will learn his lesson.
My mother tries to soothe her as she rubs her shoulders.
There was an accident a few minutes ago and blood spilled.
She whispers to me. I nod and squat down, eye level with Selma. Is your brother hurt badly? I ask. Selma will be 4 in 2 months, and she speaks half Lebanese and half English, which is fun to listen to but hard to understand. Her lower lip sucks downwards. Her eyes get glassy, followed by a hiccup. I open my arms, and she snuggles into my hug. Layla comes from the living room wearing a shirt 3 sizes too big, her hair not in a tight bun under her hijab as usual, but free from all restraints. She can pass for a Greek goddess, each tentacle from her head reaching out every which way, her eyebrows about to strike thunderbolts. Did she tell you what Hassan and she did? These kids, they should not run, but do they listen? The slight body in my arm starts to shiver and the warm wetness hits my knee on the floor. Do you think you can hide with your Sarah? I glance at my mother and glad to see her putting on her sales face.
Layla, right?
Mother says as she straightens up.
Why don't you calm down a bit while your precious daughter can have a visit with us?
Then she whispers something to her ear. Layla rushes inside and comes back with some clothes.
You are not a bad mother, but an angry one.
My mother responds to Layla's sobs and apologies while I take Salma with me to the bathroom in my place to clean up. My apartment differs from my neighbor's slightly. Her door opens to her kitchen, which shares a wall with my kitchen, and mine opens to a half corridor. My bedroom and bathroom are on the left, while the living room is L shaped, leading into my kitchen behind the corridor wall at the end of the right side. So when I open my door, the first thing I see is my couch. I move as fast as possible to the bathroom and help Selma take off her soiled clothes. While washing her up, I entertain her with bubbles. I feel a touch on my shoulder. It seems Layla is calmer now. Mommy. Selma looks as if she's gonna start crying again. Oh, how nice! You show Sarah how you wash your arms, my love. You're so grown up now. Soon you won't even need me to wash your hair. Salma's face brightens. An open smile erases all the scare. Mother and I watched the other pair solving their issue.
The entrance was full of people when they came back from shopping, and her son started to run. Of course, his sister followed behind.
She talks in a hushed sound in case her voice might carry.
She doesn't recall how it happened, but there was a glass that shattered and hit someone, and blood spattered everywhere. You can imagine Layla's panic when she sees Hassan top to bottom awash with blood. At least he was not injured. It was one of the adults.
My mother continues to tell when Dana donated her headscarf to help with the tourniquet and took her kids upstairs to wash up. Wow, all these in last 30 minutes? I shake my head, imagining it all. Today was the right day to use the subway, my mother asked jokingly.
That rhymes nicely. Have you considered working in advertisement? Of course, after you clean up.
As she points to the wet spots on my jeans and my shirt. Layla hugs both of us and makes a freshly scrubbed Hassan and smiling Selma hug and kiss us before she takes them back to her place. I will make some dessert now. It is called halwa. We need some sugar, she says as she closes the door. I get into shower for a quick wash, leaving my mother to settle down and get ready to use the bathroom after me. Once I'm out, she gets in. As I dress, I see my phone flashing with an incoming call. It is Deirdre, Emily's cousin and maid of honor. Hi, Sarah. How are you? I'm fine, Deirdre. How are you? Same. Survival of the fittest. I wanted to reach out to you earlier, but I barely had time to send you all the gifts Emily selected for you, let alone. Emily selected gifts? We told her over and over we didn't need any gifts. She had limited budget for her honeymoon, which is why she bent a lot during the wedding planning, because parents were paying for it. We did remind her of the Las Vegas option too, but the parents got to them before us. With the phone on my hand, Deirdre on speaker, I walked into the living room. I stand still, seeing a big white box on my dining table, as big as a table both in width and height. On top lies a bouquet made out of peach roses, white mini carnations, and pink lilies. Afternoon light coming into my space turns the box and the flowers into such a perfect composition. I take a picture of it. Oh my, I say to myself, this is too much. What did you say? Deirdre's voice comes through the speakerphone, pulling me out of my stupor. That was nice of her. She shouldn't have, I say while making sure my hand is not covering the microphone. Of course not, Deirdre says. She wanted all of you to enjoy your gifts. I received them late on Sunday and spent my lunch break standing express. My mother walks in and distracts me.
Peach roses, my favorite. Did your father tell you to get it? No, he must have got it himself. I need a vase. Where do you keep them? Kitchen?
She says as she passes by me in her bathrobe, which would certainly cause an accident if she decides to climb up to retrieve something or anything. Deirdre, can I call you back? My mother is visiting and I better help her before she climbs onto a chair, I say and hang up to her face without meaning to and leave the phone on the small island that separates kitchen from living room. Thanks to that, I'm 6 foot tall, which is a blessing and a curse. Blessing, since I can reach high cabinets, yet curse in my dating life. My current boyfriend, Matteo, and I are same height, and he doesn't mind at all when I wear heels. So maybe it's a blessing. Mother leaves me be, picks up the bouquet, and checks for the card, but there's none.
Your father was supposed to come as well and stay till Sunday.
My mental budget flourishes with green signs. This could mean they may prefer to be ensconced in a hotel room for 4 days and only come out for food and short walks. As I retrieve the glass cylinder to use as a vase, she asks where he is. She knows I'm tracking her phone as well as his, but she doesn't track him. It's a plausible deniability. My mother doesn't have him on her tracker, so she isn't obsessed with where he is. Instead, I am told to do it on her behalf, and twice on Friday nights when they are apart. I open the tracker and see that he's somewhere in Connecticut.
So he will be here in 45 minutes to an hour?
She asks. I check the time on the phone to confirm that he might make it before the afternoon traffic and recognize I didn't refresh the tracker. His location is marked as of the time I refreshed when we were at the airport. Acting as if I'm checking my emails, I refresh the tracker and watch as the cell phone inside the talking bubble is now on top of my apartment building. I smile to myself, with the expectation of in a few minutes, if not in seconds, how my mother would react seeing my dad in front of her.
Your father would never send me flowers without a card, and he would never buy me something big. So tell me who your boyfriend is. How old is he? Do you have a picture of him? Or is it a girlfriend?
I stumble with a sudden barrage of questions. Matteo would never send flowers, knowing my mother is here. We have thought of getting together, but decided it was too early to meet the parents. In fact, he thought it was a good coincidence. He's traveling for work most of the next week. But at the back of my head, the suspense is there, where she puts it. I'm asking to myself, how does she know? I'm saved by the knock at the door, so I rush to open it, but it is Layla with steaming, delicious looking brown, grainy thing mixed with walnuts and some other nuts. Mother comes to the door and I escape to check my phone again. 5 minutes passed and still my dad has not shown up. I refresh the tracker again and the bubble is still on top of the building. When my mother walks in, plate in her hand, I hide the phone behind my back. Hungry? Would you like me to start cooking? I ask while thinking, maybe he's taking the stairs?
Few spoonfuls of this will hold me till your dad comes. Don't worry about the food. He will take us out, she says. But you can tell me all about your boyfriend. Or is it a girlfriend? Is that why you're secretive?
I calculate in my head. If I admit I have a boyfriend, I might escape the rest of the questioning, depending on my dad's arrival within 3 to 5 minutes. With this, I might be able to get away with only a coffee date before she goes back to Miami. I may have to revisit my math later in case she had mentioned her suspicion to dad or not. A coffee date wouldn't cut it if she did. To be safe, I refresh the tracker on my phone and dad's phone doesn't move.
Or we can open the box he sent you and see what is in it.
Mother assumes. That's Emily's gift to the bridesmaids, I say, and decide to check my mom's phone with the tracker. You see, my building is not too big, but there are two sections. One where the front entrance and the elevator is on, which is my side, and the other part is connected with a long corridor that falls behind on the map. Just as I suspected, my mother's phone appears on the front of the apartment, while my dad's is at back.
This is some gift, Mother says. So spill. What has been happening? Who is this guy? And why are you not opening his gift? Will you stop looking at your phone?
All I can think of, where dad is, and if something happened to him. Layla said there was blood. Was my dad injured? If he did, why doesn't he have his phone with him? Mom, why don't you get some rest? Message came up and I need to check with Layla and maybe the super to straighten it up. It's a flimsy excuse, but it's all I can come up with.
I do not need rest. Is this about apartment?
Yeah, there is some repair. I don't know. I better ask. Her face tells me there is no disturbance in the force.
It will give me time to get ready for dinner, I suppose. Put on makeup.
Oh, sure, you do that.
We will talk about the boyfriend.
She squints her eyes at me. Oh, she means business. Since I have not admitted that I have a boyfriend, I decide to be consistent. I don't have a boyfriend to talk about. I'm trying to be clever here. Since Matthew is not here in New York, I don't have him. Therefore, I cannot talk about him. Once she gets inside the bedroom, I close the door and knock on Layla's door. She answers on the third knock. Pushing in, I don't let her speak in the corridor. Just in case, I start whispering as I scroll for my father's last picture on my phone. Layla, during all that, did you see a tall, big, blond man? Finding the picture with my brother, I shove it to her face. This guy. Did you see this guy here today? She steps back to see better. Not sure. She examines for a second. Even if I saw, I didn't pay attention. It happened so fast. It was crowded. There were delivery guys, movers, the teenage twins from the fifth floor, Malik, and us coming back from shopping. All right, I will check with Malik, I said and turned to get around. Malik is in hospital. He and the flower guy got cut from the bus. I freeze on the spot and turn back to her. The guy with the big white box tried to help, but thank Allah, Malik's wife is doing her residency at the hospital. She woke just in time. She tourniqueted his leg and the flower guy's arm, sent them with the first ambulance. You probably came right after the second ambulance. I thank her and go back to my apartment. Mother sees me walking in and starts talking again.
When you're hiding something from me, you do the same thing when you were a toddler. You try to stay away from me. How many times we thought we lost you during your potty training?
She is putting her blush as she continues.
I should have guessed it. You didn't want me to come to New York this year at all. Tell me, is this guy forcing you in some way? Or is he...
Standing by the door of my bedroom, I try to think. Yes, I am hiding something from her. I'm hiding three things as of now, but what does it have to do with my potty training? And the guy is forcing me to do what? An alert puts me back in now. It is a WhatsApp message. Dad never uses it, so I don't check who sent it. I need to think, but I don't know what to think. If Dad walked into a chaos and during that skirmish dropped his phone, where was he? I'm in the living room, I say to get away from her and think what could have happened while dialing Dad. It just rings and rings. My eyes wander around and suddenly stop on the label on the box. It is small and has some water damage on it, but it is clear. The label of the bridal shop where we got the bridesmaids' dresses. Another ping comes from my phone. Again, what's up? But this time I see it is our knitting group chat. I want to call Deidre to ask about gifts. Instead, I call Dad again. No one picks up. As I hang up, I see knitting group chat is getting quite busy. Right before I open the app, Deidre calls. Sarah, hi. Did you receive a white box? She says the moment she hears my voice. I have a box with a label of that tacky bridal shop where we got the bridesmaids' dresses. Please tell me you sent all of them to me using one of their boxes. No, I sent each gift to your addresses from the post office. But Kristen called and my mother walks into the living room dressed in a perfect red dress with her red strappy heels and stashing something inside her red bag, which looks like one of those hard to get designer bags. And knowing my mother, it cannot be fake. Deirdre, I had to go. My mom is here visiting and it is, I'll call. Check your text, Deirdre says right before I hung up. This is the second time in one day I hung up on the phone, which I never do, and to the same person's face, who I don't know from Adam. Wow, you are really dressed. Paying the compliment she's expecting is the least I can do. Inside, I'm cringing a bit. What if I cannot find Dad on time? What if something happened to him? How will I match you? I say, and try to make my way to the bedroom.
No, you're not running away from me again. Sit down and explain what is happening, she says as she pushes me back to the couch. Your dad is not answering his phone. You look as if you're hiding a big secret and you refuse to open this big box on your dining table. Since you were not surprised with the flowers and the box, I believe someone has the keys to your place. She hushes me with her raised hand. I know everything. You have left your job or let go, whatever, 2 months ago. That is not important. What I need to know is for the last 4 months who you are spending your time with in Rockaway. I may not track your father, but I track you, and so does he. Now tell me, did you lose your job for a guy or a girl?
I suddenly remember what Layla said. The flower guy. What if that was my dad and now he's in hospital somewhere and doesn't have a phone? And chances of him remembering our numbers are nil to none. Mom, I think we need to go to the hospital now, I say, and try to stand up, but she's standing right in front of me.
I am not buying it, Missy. Explain.
Okay, enough. I didn't leave my job for a man. I have been fired due to budget cuts. Yes, their excuse was budget cuts because replacing me with an analyst was cheaper than promoting me. I have been living on my savings and odd jobs, and I would never lower myself to and why? Me seeing someone means that I'm under a man's influence. Okay, I admit I am seeing someone not for but for the last 6 months, but I may marry him. Who knows? But I cannot predict the future. That doesn't mean I will expect him to pay for my expenses. I take a deep breath and I hear myself with the Freudian slip and see the box. That box? I point towards it. I have no idea what is in it or who brought the flowers and put them in my living room. It is not important now. I think Dad is hurt and we need to go to the hospital because his phone is inside this building. It is strange. This is the first time I have spoke this long in front of my mother. Not once she tried to interrupt me. Seeing she is still standing there infuriates me. Mom, we need to go, I shout at her. This moves her feet at least, and this time I pick my bag and lock my door while ordering Uber. Even with her makeup, she looks pale, and I hate I did this to her. It is probably nothing, you know. Layla told me the details. She doesn't remember seeing that, but there was a flower guy.
It was your dad. These are my favorite flowers. That is why the card is missing. But if something is wrong, someone should have called me by now.
My phone pings another message from the WhatsApp group. I silence it all. When we get out of the elevator, I see the pail, trash bags, and all that cleaning supplies are gone. If Malik is in the hospital, who cleaned the entry? And what if that was my dad who got hit with the glass and Malik is just fine? My mom stops and takes her phone out. Maybe he dropped his phone here, she says as I check if the Uber has arrived. We hear a muffled ringing sound coming from the corridor behind, but it sounds so far away. I see a car approaching. Mom, later, the car is here. She hesitates, taking 2 steps back to the sound while her body is still facing me. I guess she sees the desperation in my eyes because I don't know what I'm doing. I feel lost, not knowing how dad is or if he's even in the emergency room we are going to. She rushes towards me and holds onto my arm. We get in the car. Should we call your brother? My mom asks. I'm speechless. I never thought anyone would ask me this question, at least not yet. Why should we receive a call? I asked to change the topic a bit, but her eyebrows defied the power of Botox. You said if something wrong, someone should have called you?
You're pretty much alone. Yes, there's you and your brother, but no other family. As emergency contacts go, we still keep each other on all documents.
For the rest of the car ride, I think of Mateo, and if he ever thought of this, being an emergency contact of someone, I think it's a form of intimacy I would like to have. But would he? When we reach the emergency room, my mother leads. With her red dress and her determined face, the guy standing before us while holding his arm to his chest tries to give his place on the queue. I have to admit, there is something to be said about my mother's charisma. It is enhanced with her full red outfit, a beacon, drawing everyone around us. Even the security guy gets up. They confirm Dad is inside and has a dislocated shoulder.
Oh, honey, don't cry.
My mother says as she hugs me while my whole body relaxes with relief. I guess seeing how panicked we both were seconds ago, they allow us to go in together, but with promise of one of us to come back to the waiting room in 5 minutes. We find him right away, as one of the patient attendees is helping him to a wheelchair as he tries to squeeze his tall, big frame into it. As expected, he's all smiles, chatting with the attendee. We rush to him. Mother hugs him tight on his right side, and I am left with the injured side, so I hesitate and continue to cry. Nothing happened, baby. Don't cry. I dislocated my shoulder, and the doctor put it back. He is taking me to X-ray to check if everything is all right. Considering Malik and the flower guy, I should count my blessings. They are both in surgery. So you are not the flower guy? I ask as I take a turn on hugging him. He starts telling us as we walk with him to the X-ray. It is an unbelievable accident. Started with the twin boys throwing a ball to and from each other. The flowers he ordered were on a glass vase, and the flower guy was in front of Malik asking my address. Apparently, at that moment, Hassan and Salma came running, while from the stairways, two moving guys came down with the couch. The ball hit the vase. The teen that was supposed to catch the ball pulled Hassan away from the shower of glass, somehow hitting Malik towards the flying pieces of glass, and one of the movers tripped and broke his leg while the couch fell on my dad.
But how did the flowers make it inside Sarah's apartment?
There was another guy with a big box for Sarah who walked behind me. He dropped flowers with it, but the card was covered in blood, so I asked them to remove it. I thought you would recognize your favorites and know I'm coming.
He says as he squeezes my mother's hand. We are in the corridor on the X-ray queue, and my phone vibrates. It is Rosalie. Hi, Rosalie. I cannot talk right now. I'm in the emergency room.
What happened?
My dad. It was a freak accident from the sound of it. It is all fine now. Can I call you later? Is it urgent?
Oh no, we were all joking about wedding dresses and wondered why we had not heard from you.
What wedding dresses?
You have not opened your box yet?
Oh, you're missing so much fun. Oh, by the way, Andrea's wedding, you're the maid of honor, and I'm not even a bridesmaid. She already hung up, but I look at the screen of my phone as if it could give me some answers. Seeing the WhatsApp notification from Rosalie she's fine, I open the app. The group chat opens from the last time I check in. Christine, there is a big white box in front of my door. Is it possible that Emily got crazy? Or did she hit the lottery? 5:15 p.m. Andrea, you're dreaming. I wish she had. Wouldn't it be a cruel joke after all that hoopla she had gone through? She gets the money. 5:16 p.m. Rosalie, it would be a blessing, not a joke, trust me. She would have ended up buying everything for her mother-in-law. 5:17 p.m. Ellen, that is mother-in-law for you. Someone left a white box at my doorstep as well, but nobody rang or knocked on the door. 5:20 p.m. Sarah, did you get a box as well? Christine, why are you at home early? Something happened? 5:22 p.m. Christine, I feel a bit squeamish, so I left early. Mark is working from home. He didn't hear anything either. And today, Sarah's mom is coming. She'll be out of commission for the rest of the week. 5:24 p.m. Deidre says she didn't send it. What do you think? Should we open it? 5:25 p.m. Andrea, no. Are you crazy? Did you check it? Who sent it? 5:26 p.m. Ellen, oops. 5:26 p.m. Andrea, Ellen, really? 5:27 p.m. Rosalie, what is it? 5:27 p.m. Christine, If Ellen opens her box, so will I. 5:27 p.m. Rosalie. If she jumps down from a bridge, will you do that too? 5:28 p.m. Ellen. Seriously? In this scenario, I'm the bad kid? Don't worry, it is just full of wedding dresses. Or maybe worry? 5:29 p.m. Rosalie. You guys have to see this. 5:35 p.m. I see a bunch of photos forwarded from some other chat, and when I open them, I gasp with surprise. Rosalie's daughter Sophia and two of her friends wearing wedding dresses and posing. They are hilarious as they try to pose as Charlie's Angels in one shot. And next picture is from Ellen. Ellen. If Sophia can wear it, so can I. And may I say, I look quite good in it. 5:45 p.m. I hate to admit it, but with her body structure, the halter dress with glitters all over looks amazing on her. She has her dark brown hair in a messy bun, creating the effect of a longer neckline. Another photo follows Christine in a flowy skirt, just like her blonde hair, spreading all around, while the off shoulder top gives the necessary tight fit. And Mark is beside her in his tuxedo from the wedding. We always joke calling them Tweety and Sylvester, not only for their height difference, but also to complement Mark's dark brown hair and tanned complexion, contrasting Christine's blonde hair and pale skin. This picture highlights their difference, but their matching smile is so damn. I wonder what keeps them from making it official. Christine. We kept the tuxedo for nefarious reasons. This might entice us to fly to Vegas. 5:50 p.m. Andrea. I say yes. I walked in. Jan was already in opening the box. Can you believe it? He had the ring for the last 6 months. Seeing the wedding dresses, he decided to pop the question the moment I opened the door. I will hug whoever sent these wedding dresses. 5:55 p.m. Rosalie. Need evidence. Without a picture, it doesn't count. Also, I won't be a bridesmaid again. 5:57 p.m. Andrea. Okay, give me a minute for the photo. But I still need bridesmaids and a maid of honor. Do you think I can borrow Emily's cousin Deirdre? 6 p.m. Ellen. Bridesmaids here. 6:01 p.m. Christine. Same. Bridesmaid. 6:02 p.m. Andrea. So Sarah becomes maid of honor by default. 6:05 p.m. Rosalie. Why not Emily? 6:07 p.m. Andrea. I don't trust her. She didn't do anything to protect us from the pink taffeta. 6:10 p.m. Ellen. I agree. 6:11 p.m. Christine. Second the motion. 6:12 p.m. Rosalie. We suck as friends. But where's Sarah? Didn't even send an emoji. I'm calling. 6:15 p.m. There was an accident. She's fine. She didn't open the box yet. 6:17 p.m. I show the messages to my mother and she starts laughing as well.
Do you know where they are coming from?
I have no clue. I saw a sticker on top belonging to that bridal shop where we got the bridesmaids' dresses. Maybe they mixed their delivery addresses.
What if it's an apology for that pink taffeta?
Apologizing with several wedding dresses? We try to keep quiet, but being in the emergency room doesn't help. Our muffled giggles draws attention. Until we get Andrea's picture and we stop laughing to admire her beauty. Her dark brown skin glows, framed with flowy light ivory dress with a deep décolletage. But it feels like something is missing. Maybe a crown to complement her highness? Jan is probably holding the camera. Only part of his face can be seen. His beaming smile pushing his cheeks so high, his normally big blue eyes are undetectable even from the close angle of the selfie. While we wait for the doctor to release my dad, I entertain myself with the possibility of trying wedding dresses with my mom. I don't feel the gloom of expected doomsday. It kind of feels lightness, an expectation of sharing some more laughter with my mother. The end. Thank you for joining us in this presentation of wedding dress. If you can, please do like and subscribe.